Right, buddy, this is your latest Manchester United news. We'll be talking Elliot Anderson, huge blow to Manchester United. There's some talks about a deal being done with him at Manchester City. We'll also be talking about Højlund and Rashford deals sealed and what that potentially mean for Manchester United going forward. United looking to generate £80 million from those sort of deals. We'll have some other conversations as well. But yeah, listen, let's start off by the Elliot Anderson stuff. So Manchester United are primed to step up their interest in Elliot Anderson. Manchester City, are primed to step up their interest in Anderson, and believes he favours a move to them over Manchester United. Graham Bailey had to say this. I have to be honest, for several weeks now, for numerous sources, I'm told that the Elliot Anderson deal is done to Manchester City, while City and Forest are not confirming. I think 1-0 is done. Anderson knows where he will be playing football next season, and that will be the Etihad. So yeah, I mean that is a frustrating. It's a huge blow for Manchester United. I think Anderson is probably the best midfielder that United can get. I think the quality, experience that he has, we know he's going to have a lot of the competition, and a lot of teams are going to be interested in him. I think if United go out and get Champions League football, then that'd be something that would absolutely potentially swing it in their way. But I think if you look at the stability of the club, and apparently Ben Jacobs are reporting that right now there is no price set by Forest for Anderson, and the reports that a deal is done are not true. Forest do not want to let the midfielder go for cheap, and will only negotiate with clubs once the season is over. So listen, I think Anderson, he's going to be linked to Premier League clubs a lot. It was like sort of Declan Rice, it was like Caicedo. More recently, sort of, I'm trying to think which midfielders moved recently in the league, but one of those sorts of players, and I think he will be linked to a lot of Premier League clubs. I think that's just standard, and I think that's bound to happen. There's nothing confirmed yet with City, there's nothing confirmed yet with any other club. I think City definitely are the favourites at the moment. If they win the Premier League, if they go far in the Champions League, they definitely will be able to get him in. Obviously, if United get in a top level manager, we get Champions League football. I think that would be the ambition. As I said, City is more stable, and that's why players like Semenyo and Guehi have chosen, because they know instantly they're going to win some sort of trophy, whether that's a Carabao Cup, an FA Cup, a Champions League, challenging for the Premier League now. They're going to be winning something soon, and I think United were still in a transitional period, and I think Champions League football does help. But if you look at Cunha and Burma and Sesko, they were three players who, yes, they had links to other clubs, but they really wanted to join United. And I think Anderson is someone who probably won't have that, and looks at the best football project rather than being someone who had admiration for the club. So that's Elliot Anderson there. On sort of the Rashford stuff and Højlund stuff, this is what is being reported, and then we talk about Gomes and Anderson. Not Gomes and Tonali, but this is what is being said. So Manchester United optimistic to get 70 mil package for both Rashford and Rashford and Højlund this summer. So Manchester United optimistic to get €80 million total package from Højlund and Rashford permanent exit. 6 million already paid by Napoli plus 44 million buy clause. Confidence to get activated, and Barca are in talks for €30 million Rashford deal. So listen, that's a positive in itself. It's a bit of money for Manchester United. €80 million is good. It's not a profit on Højlund, I don't think. But it's definitely a decent bit of money that can be reinvested into that midfield, or invested into that midfield, and that's something that we definitely need to do. The midfield overall, we've seen it in the game the other day against Newcastle. We need a midfielder. We need somebody who can come in, who has that quality, the ability, the tenacity. It's just a world-class midfielder, better than Ugarte. It's going to be very difficult to replace Casemiro, in my opinion. I don't know if you could potentially do that job. I think Anderson does have a lot of qualities. But is he the sort of Casemiro ideal replacement? No. Wharton, Baleba, we don't know. But yeah, that's what's been reported on Rashford and Højlund now. Is a good bit of money. Rashford, his time's done at Manchester United, we know that. Has been speculation about him potentially wanting to return with Carrick, but that's not going to happen. And on Højlund, listen, he's someone who just not good enough for the club. I'm happy with Sesko. See how that goes. And yeah, it'd be good. It's good to see Højlund playing football for Napoli, and he's doing a decent job out there. I think the Italian league's the league for him, and United are going to get a bit of money for him. And on Rashford, we save a lot of money on wages as well. So now, this is what's been said. I think we can call Michael Carrick the front runner for the. I don't think we can call Carrick the front runner. This is what Ben Jacobs had to say doing an interview today with United Stand MUFC. So he had to say Carlo Ancelotti and Thomas Tuchel are not in the race for Manchester United job. They expected to take the national team to be on the World Cup. De Zerbi, Nagelsmann and Martinez are names being discussed. Pochettino and McKenna are still appreciated but are not expected to be front runners. I mean, from that list, Ancelotti and Tuchel out the job. It's from De Zerbi, Nagelsmann, Martinez, Pochettino, McKenna. To be honest, it would probably be, if I had to rank those five, Nagelsmann 1, De Zerbi 2, McKenna 3, Martinez 4, Pochettino 5. Don't want Pochettino at the club. He did do a good job at Chelsea. He's just maybe 5-6 years ago potentially, but not now. Don't think he's a top level manager anymore. And he just wouldn't be the one that I'd have. Now the next thing, Manchester United like Tonali, but the midfield's dream is to move back to Italy. The question is, how can Italian clubs afford Tonali, which could lead Manchester United to enter the race? It's true that Casemiro has raised Guimaraes to United. If Guimaraes left Newcastle, he'd perfectly fine to stay within the Prem, and he's always been a player open to it, despite being publicly a very passionate and loyal player. There's always potential openness to engage with the club to a potential move within England. There is more substance in the Tonali links, and Anderson is still a top target if United can get him. So Guimaraes is someone who's just floating about. Tonali is someone who wants to return to Italy. But again, if they can't afford him, he would be open to moving to the Prem. Again, I talked about him the other day. They're two very, very good players, two unique profiles, two talented players who can offer a lot. The experience that they have is valuable. They are very good Class A options. They improve Manchester United massively. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on that. That has been the news. Huge Anderson blow. I think this and City are the front runners at the moment, and they could very well sign him soon. So let's see.